See how much they respect you, Israel? Look on them. All these Americans. Go ahead, what you say? That's right. Here come Gad. Here come Gad. Here come Gad. Look at our Make America Great Again hats. Look at the hats. Look at the hats. We ain't taking. Look, we not taking. Look at Gad. That's right, Gad. Look at Gad. Look at Gad not playing. He came to the rescue. Our elder right there. Look at it. Yeah, y'all better not touch him. Y'all better not touch him. Hey, now they gonna join in, huh? Gad, put that thing down, don't he?
He calmed all these spirits right down.
Gad's serious with it, ain't he?
Gad's serious with it. He calmed all these spirits.
That's right.
All these spirits getting demonic. He calmed all that down.
Say that again, King.
All these spirits getting demonic. Gad came through and calmed all these spirits down.
That's right.
All these spirits got calmed down.
And Gad stepped in front of us too, huh? Look how they mock, serious mockery. But they let Make America Great Again hats, serious mockery. Look at that.
America will be destroyed.
Mid-American Patriot. Get some.
Hey-o, Patriots. Welcome. Happy to have you. So, if you have looked over your news feed this past weekend, you'll see that there was an ugly confrontation in Washington, D.C., a standoff, if you will, from what looked to be a belligerent Trump supporter against what looked to be a noble and peaceful Native American. And, of course, whenever liberals throw things like this up online, that gotcha moment, I always have to always pause and stop. And I mean, at first, I'll tell you what, I mean, optics are everything. It looked really bad at first. And then you start digging into the story a little bit deeper. And sure enough, what do you find out? Well, that elderly Native American guy by the name of Nathan Phillips, 64-year-old Vietnam War vet from the Omaha tribe from Michigan. Well, he was up there causing trouble. He was the actual instigator. He went marching up to them, banging on his drums. They responded and reacted to him. Now, listen, I'm not saying that anyone's right or wrong here, but what I'm saying is I'm tired of getting half of a story that spins a narrative a certain way, only to find out that it's not exactly how things have gone down. And this is the problem, I think, with America today. We have a lot of news organizations, so-called news organizations, CNN, NBC, MSNBC, Fox, I mean, everybody has a slant, right? Everybody has an agenda. And I think it's probably one of the most irritating things about today's day and age, the info age. And it's funny because what makes something like this so desperately pathetic is it's nothing more than an opportunity, or a so-called opportunity, for some left-wing loon to virtue signal about how hateful Donald Trump is, or how hateful Donald Trump supporters are. And this is just not the case. This is the narrative that they want to spin, and of course it's a big lie. If you're conservative, you're afraid of brown people. And I think that that's probably the thing about this incident that really touched a nerve with a lot of liberals. You have this good-looking, proud, white young man wearing his Make America Great hat, standing up to a brown man, a Native American, someone who's doing something noble. They're beating their drum. They're beating their drum, and they're going, hi-ya-ya-ya, 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 hi-ya-ya, hi-ya-ya-ya-ya. And that's noble because of who they are and their heritage. Who cares? Who cares? Fact of the matter is, this guy was an agitator. He was a troublemaker. He wasn't there to be peaceful. He wasn't there for the planet. He wasn't there for the buffalo. No, he was there to make trouble. And when he saw what he thought was an opportunity, young people that he could go and intimidate, that's exactly what he did. The surprise was, and surprise, surprise, they stood up to him. So that's news. They stood up to the wise man. Ooh, he's so noble. He's so wise. Hi-ya-ya-ya, hi-ya-ya-ya. And they didn't move their ground. So what does this tell you? It tells you a couple of things. It tells you, first of all, you can stand up to these people. You can stand up to them when they're bullying you. You can stand up to you when they're getting pushy with you. You can stand up to them, and you can hold your chin out and throw your chest out and your shoulders back and hold your head up high, and you can stand up to people like this guy, Nathan Phillips. So they're going to go ahead and try to demonstrate that these kids are Nazis or fascists. You know, they just aren't thinking, man. You know, they're just out there. They're little Nazis, man. They're little Hitlers, little Eichmanns, man. You know, what's wrong with them, man? They're broken in the head, man. No, the fact of the matter is Mr. Peyote Mushroom, peace pipe smoking, hippie, Omaha tribe loving Nathan Phillips, he seemed to be the real troublemaker, in my opinion. And when you see the whole video, you realize that there was a lot of instigators there. There are a lot of people there who were trying to gin up trouble. They're trying to coerce, basically, violence by throwing things out there that would, in their mind, I guess, heat the situation up to a point of confrontation. And they say a few things in the video that sort of lend to that idea about, you know, oh, you better not lay a hand on him. Ooh, you better not lay a hand on him. You lay a hand on him. Ooh, you know, I mean, so, you know, you have that going on. It's very, there's a lot of energy that was going on between the two camps, no doubt about it. But the fact of the matter is simple. These Catholic boys were not the instigators. Mr. Drum Man over here had definitely a chip on his shoulders. And I have to agree with these kids. It's time to build the wall. And you know what? Without borders, you really don't have a government. And with no government, there are no taxes. And with no taxes, there are no entitlements. So the fact is quite simple. If you're going to have a culture, you're going to need borders. And right now, our borders need protecting because there are people outside of our borders who desire to come into this country and to profiteer in a way that may not be beneficial to this country, to the rest of us, to you and I. So I want you to think the next time someone decides that they want to push a narrative on you, don't be quiet. Don't sit there with your hands firmly under your backside as you sit there and patiently pray that their indignation won't fall on you. Sometimes you have to be brave, smart, and a bit daring. And believe me when I tell you, you will capture other people who are like-minded. You will capture their attention. The most important thing that you can take from this is that it is time for you and I to stand up and to start defending our country and our president from these weasel pinkos. You heard me correctly. These are communists. Progressives are nothing more than communists from a social bent. Stand up to them. When they start to virtue signal, call them out on it. Let them know how pathetic they sound. Pull a common sense maneuver on them. Find the flaw within their silly little argument and point it out in the most direct and rude way that you possibly can. It's time for the left to know that the right also has teeth. And we do bite back when bitten. Excelsior!
Mid-American Patriot. Get some.